Alright, hello everyone. Welcome. Oh, I gotta make sure the game is working on both sides. Oh, that doesn't work. That most certainly does not work. Hey, how are you, Mish? I just need to move this around. Please, just... I God, I'm struggling so hard in life right now. Is that the middle? I can't tell. That's fine, whatever. I think it looks fine. Does it look fine? I can't tell. Hold on. Let me double check. Ooh, it does not look fine. What is that? Why does it look like that? Oh, no, it has that bar on the bottom. Never mind. It looks fine. Django goes live at 8. Cool. It's fine that you choose him over me. I'm not mad or anything. And then it's Critical Role. It's fine. Everyone's more important than me. It's fine. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't really care. I mean, I care, but... you know. Be free and all that. Alright, so we got a new update. We have Melandru's Accord. We have Doom's Covenant. Which is weird because, you know, everything is in alpha and beta and they're just releasing all these things. But ArenaNet... this is how they're keeping us, this is how they're keeping Guild Wars content fresh. They just force us every month to remake our characters. This is how Guild Wars schedule... oh, I don't have my chat activated or any of that. I had to... let's activate that. Let's activate that. Let's activate that. I guess I could put my name there. It's my Guild Wars 2 name, but it'll work. I think that's good, right? Am I missing anything? No. Alright, chat will now appear. Sorry guys, for the first few minutes we didn't have chat on screen. Still don't know what to do with baby Aureen that I've attached to a microphone. She's just kind of hanging out, but no one can see her anymore. I used to have the microphone, like a different microphone. I used to have it like right in front of me, and then like, I don't know. So, but hey, whatever. Yeah, so this is how they're keeping us engaged. It's just, you know, every month they introduce a new thing until we have like 75, until it goes like all the way across. Because ArenaNet loves doing that. Like, they love having the UI be completely just a mess with all these, like, they want this bar up here to look like the boon bar in Guild Wars 2, where it's just all the way across. We're gonna go through all the gods, we're gonna go through all the animal totems, we're gonna go through all of the, like, everything. Like, we're gonna do all of the different things that across here. We're gonna have all these different, like, things. That's what we're gonna do. So that every month, you're forced to remake your characters. Because this is now the 3rd time I've been making this character. The 3rd time in 3 months that I've made this character. I just want everyone to know, I'm not mad. Yeah, no, you know what? I don't even think you're wrong. I don't even think you're wrong. So, wow, but there's a lot of people here. So here we are. I'm gonna try this out, this new mode. I can't do bonus, but bonus won't work. It's not available as long as you uphold Melandru's Accord. As long as you uphold Melandru's Accord, how can I uphold it? Downhold it? What's the opposite? Duena's Diligence? I mean, like, where does it end, right? Like, I just, you know, it's not... it's just, like, where does it end, dude? But yeah, so this is kind of dangerous. I don't get to do bonus. So I want to kind of see... I don't know if any of these have increased experience points. I know that missions have them, but I don't know if like regular quests have them. So, but that could make it easier. I mean, it could, but you know, you're only here for 2 hours anyway, so it's fine. Is there any other quests that I can take right now? I don't think so. I'm gonna go out. Whatever. We'll just do this. Alright, Holland. It's like I just want to experience it how they have it, right? Like how they intended it to be. So I had to change graphic settings. So I tried to record for the short the other day, and I realized that so right now I have 144 frames per second, and then I had the enable post process effects and HD bloom on, okay, and it completely, look at this, I have less than half of the frames that I had before. In Eye of the North, I went from 70 plus frames a second. Having that activated, I went down to like 32, like 34. And I was like, why is this running like shit? It's this effect right here. It's the post process. And I'm gonna turn it off. We don't get the shininess, right? We don't get the shininess, and we don't get the softening, right? Which kind of, you know, it makes it, it changes it, but you know what? I don't even care. I'm fine with this. It was just running like hot ass, and I was like, this is not good. It doesn't need to be like, I don't necessarily need 124 frames a second, but when I go into an area and I'm running at like, and I have a pretty good PC, and then I'm running a 20-year-old game at 32 frames per second because my computer can't handle it, there's something really wrong. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just not gonna. Mine's logged 100 frames no matter what I change in the game. Bloom is supposed to just make shit ugly. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I actually like it the way it looks now, but I can kind of see where they're coming from, because seeing the hard edges of the trees and stuff like that, I can understand why they would want that to not be a thing, right? But it also makes the sky so bright. Like, holy jeez. Like, that's not how sky looks. Oh, whatever. Alright, we finished that. Oh. What the hell was that? I mean, like, just, I had to go through the options because I was recording, I was in Arbor Bay, right? And, like, I was recording for the short that came out today. And like I was like, I went through all of it, right? Because I was like, because the other day I saw a post for Guild Wars 2 where they talked about, so one thing that's been happening as well is the new shadow, the shadow technology that they added is completely tanking my PC in Guild Wars 2. So I literally went from like having like 60 plus frames in expansion maps to having like 30 something frames in expansion maps. And I saw a post by someone that said, like, because you know shadow is like ultra high, medium, low, and off, and they said that everything medium and above is the new technology. And so if you put it on low, that it immensely improved the performance, but that you pretty much opt out of the new technology that they added in, because the new technology only has like medium and up. But I did that and it like doubled my frames per second on new maps, and I was like, well, guess I'm not playing with good shadows because this shit is tanking my PC. And like, I don't even have like a shit PC. Like, I have a pretty decent PC, and I'm like, I don't understand why this is tanking my PC so much to the point where I can like barely get any frames. Maybe we get the res signet. Oh, it's fine. I don't mind. I mean, I'm gonna do monk anyways. I'm gonna get res anyways. Don't worry about it. I mean, you can if you want to. I'm not saying I'm not, you know, but I don't ever want people to go out of their way, especially since this is like the third freaking time that I'm doing this. Oh, I love that delay. That is also something, I don't know if it's just me or if that's been happening with other people, but I've been getting like delayed attack. Like when enemies die, I still get hit one last time. And I need to kind of be aware on that, because if I get like really low health and I get like one more attack after they die, like I might die from that. Thinking I'm safe, you know, but... So Reaping Holy Death build. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that idea. I'm just gonna do like some kind of like monk secondary and just use, I don't know, just use monk, I guess. And like I'm probably gonna do healing stats, but healing prayers and stuff, but we'll see what I do. I'm sure I'm gonna switch as I go along, as I go through the game. I'm gonna switch up, but I want to do something like I want to be in control of my own health. So, you know, you might see me like once we get to like 6 party members, you might see me have 2 healers in the group, and like I might just take up protection prayers and just have a healer and then me be protection prayers, and that way be like super defensive, because I just don't want to lose Doom's Accord and having Dwayna's, what's it called? What in the fuck is it called? Dwayna's thing? No, Doom's Covenant and Melandri's Accord. Oh, I got all the bees across the first time around? Wow. It's only enemies with fire? Oh, is that right? Oh, I thought it was a feature? No, it's definitely like another tick of damage that you get after they die. And I don't know, is it just on enemies that use fire abilities? I don't think that's a feature, and I don't think that that's intended to be that way. Alright, so I have a... Ugh, this is negative 20 health. This is so bad. I don't want that. You know what? I'm gonna have to spend some time in pre. Because if I don't have a good equipment, I'm gonna lose my mind. Up in here, up in here. I could be wrong. I don't know. It doesn't, because I've used Elementalist, and I don't think... I'm gonna have to pay attention to that and see like how much damage I get like after the fact or something. I'm not sure, but we'll have to see. This is crazy. Not having bonus and not having your imp, and then later on not having access to my bank with other items and money and stuff. This is gonna be a little difficult, so I think I'm gonna spend some time. I think I'm gonna spend some time in pre-searing. Not that I really want to, but yeah, I can't rush this, you know. So I'm gonna take my time with it. I'm gonna get as many abilities as I can too. Not having imp, I mean, it's massive. Like, I have depended on that thing since I have started playing Guild Wars 1 seriously. Like, that thing has existed since I've had my first own account. And so not having that, I'm like, oh man. We're learning. We're learning the game all over again. Okay, can you stop vibrating, please? Thank you, Jesus. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna do monk. But I'm not gonna do that. It's gonna be rough, isn't it? I want to level up first. I want to at least level up once. Be awesome. Dude, when I read that, I was like, okay. I'm like, sure, I'll try my best. Armin Saberlin. Okay, perfect. So we leveled up. I'm gonna do monk. We've already gotten that. For now I'm doing energy storage. Make sure that I have aura of restoration. That's gonna be very important. Okay, so I've leveled up once at least, which gives me extra health and other things. I'm gonna pick up whatever other quests I can while I'm here. Yeah, I want to be a little meticulous. I don't want to lose my Doom's Covenant like this early on. My cat is hating her life. I have to bring her inside and she just hates it. She absolutely hates being inside. So she's just like, "Arr, arr, arr," for the last hour. Okay, this is what I've been listening to. It's freaking no, it drives me crazy. Like this morning, I only got 4 hours of sleep because that cat was like all night long was meowing, and then she was scratching at the door, and she was like, I'm like, you're not an inside cat, but I can't let you out. Alright, I'm gonna do all the quests, get as many levels as I can. Oh my god, there's so many of them. I'm surprised you didn't get anything for pre-searing either. Like, I was really hoping that we'd get more from pre-searing. Yeah, see, there's a bunch of characters that have already made that were already made the first time we got the first batches. And then now they're changing that. Like, and now no, like I feel like a lot of people are just kind of like, no, I'm not making another character, so I get it. But I wasn't even far with this character, so I was just like, you know what? Whatever. Okay. I'm gonna stay back. You guys can go. I'm scared. What are my sound options? Ooh, let's do that. Optimize for stereo headphones. Because I'm wearing headphones, so turn up the volume for me a little. Quickly, this way. Yeah, you go. You're the one who's level 10, my prince. You guys are level 2 and level 5. I'm level 2, so I'm sticking to this guy. Secret Agent headphones. Mine? They're just black headphones. No. I'm gonna knock you down. Ah, he wasn't attacking me. Help! I gotta be super defensive here. Alright, cool. I got a sword and a shield. I'm gonna equip that shield. I don't even care. Because I can. I don't need that long sword. Need to find a wand. What else do we have to do? A monk's mission. God, there's so many things to do. I could do... I think I could do the Poison Devourer. Because the worm problem... I could do those together. That kind of works. Sorry, I gotta pull up. Okay. So dumb. Can I? Oh, I can pop this out. I can pop the chat out. Oh, that's great. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just Because I'm getting used to like TikTok, having TikTok as well. And so I can place that right in the middle, and that's perfect. Alright, I don't know why I have that. Seeing that happen, old stream of this? It's only fire, but definitely a bug. No, it's been happening. It's been happening since the new at least since the new updates, I've noticed. I didn't get another attack. I've definitely been seeing it since at least when they started updating Guild Wars 1 again. Ooh, 4 to 6, 3 to 5. I guess I'm putting that on. I'm kind of watching for it now. I gotta collect everything, and I have to sell everything because I will have no money. So this is gonna be the difficulty here. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what the deal with that is. It's kind of strange. Oh, perfect. Oh, and we have a 1. Perfect. 4 to 6 water 1. We'll take that. Oh god. Oh, great. I got all of them here now. Jeez, okay. My good god. Ooh. I know this gives me health, but it's only 3 energy though, so that's not really that good. So I think I'm gonna keep my shield for now. Yeah. Happens with most range. Yeah, it's ranged enemies. I don't know. I think it has something to do with like it seems to me that there's some kind of like server / like client lag happening where it's like an attack that they have like initiated like on the server and it hasn't registered on the client yet, but then like as the as they sync up, there's still that like there's like a latency where it's like where it's still you know, happens or something. I don't know. It's just there's definitely something there where they probably messed with their infrastructure a little bit and it messed with the game like that. So I don't know. It's probably not as prevalent in Melee because Melee is so like direct, but with when you have anything like Flare, for example, Flare has like a travel time from when I cast it to when it hits the enemy, and that's probably where the issue comes from. Is that's like, you know, the enemy gets defeated while that attack is like right before that attack is cast, but like on the server side, it's already been casted or something, and so it's like registering later on the client side, and so it still sees it as like an attack or something. Yeah, this was a good choice because going through here, these guys are not that dangerous right now. So this will help me level up probably. Yeah, overall, so talking about today's news on the fashion templates, like overall I'm pretty disappointed with what we're getting on Tuesday. Like, it doesn't really seem... I saw a post that really put that very well. Like, I saw a post on Reddit where someone was like, well, you know, overall this is like kind of disappointing because this is supposed to be a major update to the game, right? Like, this is one of the major patches, and we're not really getting anything new. Like, we're getting, like, fashion isn't changing in a significant way, and like it's really not it's really missing this, like, oh, this is a big feature kind of thing, right? Like, it's really missing that. And I agree with that thought process. I really think that, you know, because the post talked about you know, hey, like, you know, we're not getting a map because they want, like, the other updates to be really robust and good, but then you're also not, like, so this update, you know, you're concentrating on features, but then the features that we're getting aren't really that impressive or, like, noteworthy in any shape or form, really. You know, these aren't, like, major additions in any shape or form, really. They're not. Like, they're not adding content in other ways. And they're not adding, like, complex systems, really. You know what I mean? They're adding, like, a couple of, like, UI things. And that's all they're adding, right? And that's, like, in 3 months. And so they're having us wait 6 months for anything decent. So the other releases have to be really good for this to, like, mean something, I guess you could say. Like, so... I hate to compare Guild Wars 2 to other games MMOs, but hey, all these MMOs are kind of competing with it, and you so never went to WoW. Yes, they all have, and that's the thing, right? Because we talked about that, and you know, the thing is, Guild Wars 2 prides itself as our end game is fashion. So wouldn't you want to give people the most amount of options when it comes to your self-designated endgame? Like, they have designated that multiple times as the endgame for Guild Wars 2. So wouldn't you go in and do, like, give people exactly, like, more options on exactly what you consider to be the endgame? Like, it makes no sense to me. And I'm really disappointed because there's really nothing new that's being added in any shape or form, really. Like, I'm not interested in raiding, and many people that have already been raiding, they might not be interested in that anyways, because, you know, I was trying to be positive in today's video because I didn't want to be super negative, but the more I think about it, the more I'm really just disappointed. Like, I'm really just disappointed. They need to take another look and improve it more to tell us all this stuff. And that's the thing too. So if there are limitations, they would. But that's always my criticism of ArenaNet that I have, is that they claim to be so transparent, but when it comes to actually the nitty gritty, to this is a major update where we really need to know what, like, we really need some transparency when it comes to these systems, because this is important for the future, right? But as soon as it comes to something very critical like this, ArenaNet immediately backs out of being transparent, and they choose not to be transparent. What they are transparent about is the, you know, they made a whole blog post about the one specific instance that we had for Visions of Eternity where they really told us how all of it works. That's where they're transparent, because that is a non-issue. That is, like, you know, whatever. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, here you go, a little bit of tidbit behind, you know, behind the scenes. But it's like, when it comes to something that's actually impacting the game, they don't want to give us any transparency. Like, and I sit there and I'm like, bro, you can't, like, you know, this major update that's coming, first of all, they have done nothing to hype this, okay, because they waited until 2 weeks beforehand to talk about anything, right? No teasers, no nothing. And then the little bit that we're getting is not really even that exciting. So, God, I shouldn't have done this. You know what? I can actually undo what I did. I can just teleport away. Okay, so I can do... Oh, I can do this. This is good. So I sacrifice some armor, but I do get some energy, health, and yeah, so it's a good compromise, I think. That'll work for now. Yeah, that's garbage. I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want any of these. I don't want that. I want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. Tall shield. This is the one that I just replaced. So we get that. Identification kit. Okay, I have some money, so I'm gonna do that. Great. Cool. Yeah, they never tell us shite. Muck and some lady dev doing a question, doing a stream. Let's see if they actually answer certain questions. I'm sure, I mean, let's be real. He's gonna get a list of questions that he can answer, and ArenaNet, ArenaNet's gonna only answer, like, whatever they feel like they need to answer. Like, it's gonna be one of those. I mean, let's be real. I don't have any hope for getting any new information out of that stream whatsoever. Because even if Makalak is going to ask the questions, they're just going to be like, yeah, we can't answer that at this time. We can't answer that at this time. It's on the table is going to be ArenaNet's answer. So it's one of the things that really pisses me off about ArenaNet. And it's like, it's one of those criticisms where, like, I have been really nice in the past, but it's like, it gets to a point where I'm just like, you know, I feel like now you're just doing it deliberately at this, you know, like when it comes to stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, I wish they were more transparent and we could, you know, and that's the thing is like, I am more than willing to give you my sympathy for anything where you're like, you know, you have my understanding and you have my respect. But if you're not going to go meet me halfway, I don't know. I'm just like, okay, well, whatever. I mean, you want to be like that, that's cool. All right, let's do that. Let's do that quest. Remember, salvaging gear is more important now that you can't buy materials. Oh, you're right. I need to stop selling things, but I need money too, so we'll see. I'm happy I get my outfits with less transmute costs, but yeah, when I learned I couldn't mix and match according to today's info, I was bummed. I'm hoping tomorrow's live stream is more enlightening. I mean, I wouldn't get my hopes up because ArenaNet tends to not show anything that hasn't already been shown. But oh god, I gotta get out of here. I'm in danger. They usually don't show things that they didn't talk about. They're going to be talking about the things specifically that they talked about in the live stream or in the blog post, I mean. So I don't know. I mean, if they do give us extra info, or when they say like, yeah, this is planned, we have this planned, this is going to be coming out later on with Visions of Eternity, right, where we can mix and match like armor classes and stuff, that'd be great. I mean, I'm like, okay, I'm all for that, but I don't know. I tend to be more cynical when it comes to that stuff because ArenaNet is one of those companies that claims to be very transparent, but when it comes to actually being transparent on very important issues, they tend to not be. And so I'm like, okay, well, whatever. Yeah, can you stop running around, lady? Thank you. Give me this. Lady, just where are you going? Alright, jeez. Nope. That was weird. I was like not in the screen for a second. I don't know why. I'm gonna go watch the stream and ask the same questions over and over. Hope it gets answered. And that's the thing. They don't answer. They don't look at stream. They don't look at chat really. Usually they don't. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really watched their streams because I'm gonna be honest. Their streams aren't really that exciting to me. Because that's the thing. Always like they don't talk about things that they haven't talked about before. The live streams are just, hey, here's a blog post, but we're gonna be showing you guys on video what's going on. It's like, well, I already read everything. I don't know. So, but hey, whatever. Maybe there's gonna, you know, and there, you know, not to be just pessimistic. I mean, obviously, I you know, there has to be, you know, maybe they're gonna give us something new. Maybe they're gonna give us some cool info that we didn't know before, right? Which I would be great. But for a major update, so far this has me like very lukewarm, and it has me like kind of wondering what I will be doing by the end of next week. Like that, and legit, and and again, I'm not trying to bash Arena, I'm really not, but I've already, after today's video, after I uploaded the video to the channel, I literally thought, I'm like, well, there really isn't a lot for me here. What am I gonna play next weekend? Like, what am I gonna play? Because I'm gonna obviously be playing that on Tuesday, right? And I don't know what my schedule looks like next week, but I'm probably gonna like play for do quick play for a couple more like days or something, and then probably do like, you know, but beyond like Friday, Saturday, you know, going into the week after, I don't know. Oh, they're attacking that guy. I don't know. Like, I literally, I'm just like, I just don't know. I'm gonna do Monk's mission. I don't know why I'm going over here. Let's do that first. Monk mission there. I do love the Ellie heal makes heal skills like the Monk heal into a double heal. When they said they'd be doing an update early on with no story, I kind of had a feeling people would be disappointed. I'll check the quick play raid out and bash out some achievements. The words will most likely focus on Chinese. Yeah, I mean the Lunar New Year. The thing is, like, it's one of their weakest festivals that has the least amount of has like the least amount of, I'm gonna do this, of things to do. So I don't know if that's gonna keep me busy. Because I'm just not a fan of the, like, what they have, like 2 activities that you can really do, and I'm not really huge on either of those. Dragon Ball Arena or whatever that's called, that's kind of fun, but that gets old really quickly too. So I don't know, but we'll see. I mean, and that's the thing, right? That's with Guild Wars. It's like, if I'm gonna take a break from it, I'm gonna take a break from it, and that's okay. You know, there's nothing that necessarily keeps me like, I have to play this and I have to be here for it. You know what I mean? So it's fine. I mean, you know, it's not the end of the world. It's not me saying, hey, you know, I hate this game and I'm never gonna play it again. Like, obviously I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm gonna keep making videos for it, but this update is just, yeah, it's just a whatever for me. On that snake mini pet, I don't know if I got that last year or not. I don't know. So, and who knows? Maybe I'm gonna get super interested in doing the raid quick play thing, right? Like, maybe that's gonna be the new thing where I'm like, man, I'm really enjoying this. Because it's not, the thing is with raiding, that's not content that I've played to death, so it, you know, could potentially be like something really new and fresh for me. So I'm not against that at all. So maybe it's gonna be that, right? Like, maybe it's gonna be really good. I actually like the Lunar New Year adventure the most, but that's me, and that's fine, you know. I mean, I talked about this recently, right? Like, that's why I don't really play Where Winds Meet, because that particular aesthetic is just not really for me. I like it to like a certain extent, but you know, it's just not, it doesn't really grip me to the point where I'm like, oh man, I really love this, you know. And that's okay, right? So I mean, this year I really want to play Super Adventure Box. I completely skipped out on it last year. So this year I do really want to play it for sure, like 100%. Very excited for that. Hopefully there's some update for it this year, but God knows. Oh, yeah, I'm not into holiday events and most of them, in MMOs in general. I'm not either. Like, Guild Wars 2, like, not even 1. Like, I didn't do, like I said, I recently did, what did we do? We did Halloween, and then did I try to do Winter's Day? I don't think I even did Winter's Day. That was the first time this past year that I ever did Halloween in Guild Wars 1. Like, I don't really do... The only time I do it is in Guild Wars 2 because I feel like they did a really good job with a lot of the festivals. I think a lot of the festivals are some of the best festivals in all of MMOs, like when it comes to the Guild Wars festivals that they have, right? And I'm just a huge fan, you know, of those. So that's why I played those, but I'm not gonna do the other. What do we have here? Physical while attacking. No, this gives me health. I want the health. Okay. What are we doing next? Monk mission is complete. Yeah, so I do agree. I do like those a lot, for sure. For sure. Yep, I'm gonna be a monk, and I'm gonna do that one. And hey, I mean, if this update isn't for me, right, that gives me another 3 months to, like, maybe play something else. Do some other stuff. Make some more videos. I mean, I wanted to make this video about talking about the third map, but I realized that I wanted to do it this week. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I really wanted to do it this week, but I decided, you know what? I'm gonna hold off on it, because I don't know, like, I think people wouldn't be interested in it, right? Right now, talking about the third map. So I'm gonna wait until we are past this update coming out. God. Yeah, boom. Perfect. Skeletal limb. I love that the wolves attack them. Like, not like they're on my side or anything, but... Coming, hitting clock tower that does move, I remember the haters. And, you know, there will always be haters of everything you do. Like, that's the thing. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate that. You know, there will always be haters. There will always be haters. There will always be people that aren't gonna like whatever content you're bringing out, right? Like, that's always... I mean, obviously, as someone that makes content, I know that, because I live that every day, where people are just, you know, either they're hating on my content or they're not even interested in it. And so I know what that feels like, right? Okay, so I kind of want to go into smiting a little bit to help out with damage for now, at least. I will change that as I get more skills. And I think that is my #1 goal right now. So I think I'm gonna get a salvage kit, because Misha's exactly right. That is very important to have right now. Oh, I can't break these down. Great, love that. I can't break these down. Okay. Hey, how are you, Win? But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I mean, maybe this is gonna bring like a... I don't know. I'm still on the thing where, you know, ArenaNet has been... They've been focusing so much on bringing in new players into the game, but then they're not doing anything for new players in Guild Wars 2, and that's kind of weird to me, where I'm like, you know, you gotta do something. Like, there's gonna be a video that I'm gonna make where I'm gonna talk about, like, a return to Tyria expansion. I mean, obviously I've talked about this for a long time now, but, you know, if Tuesday's update isn't, like, gigantic, then, you know, it might be the time to do that, right? Okay, so I'm not ready to leave yet. I want to do all of these things. So we're gonna go banded raid. That's too hard right now. The worm problem, I can do that. Let's do the worm problem. Besides the 9 periods on new ranger pet, Even if I ain't Ranger main. I mean, I don't know. I'm curious to see how well ArenaNet does, right? My question is, has ArenaNet learned their lesson of what it means to have these mini expansions and have them be one congruent story and narrative all the way through? Like, that is going to be my biggest question. So I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with the third and fourth map, with the story at large, and how they're going to finish it. Because why does this keep happening? I keep pressing down the mouse button, but it keeps not holding. That's what happened earlier. I think that is going to be the biggest thing for me in this expansion, is to really see what ArenaNet has learned, what we can expect in the future, like that sort of stuff, right? Because I think one of the most important parts, and I don't think we talk about that enough, but I think one of the most important parts when it comes to expansions and when it comes to DLC is having the finale be really good. You want to leave off on a high note on any expansion. Like, if you do the initial release really good, and the middle part kind of sucks ass, and then you do the finale, which is like really good, and you finish off, people will be okay with the expansions, right? But if you do the initial part really, really good, the middle part so-so, and the ending part complete garbage, people are gonna hate your expansions. It doesn't matter how well the beginning was, because they're left off with, you know, with garbage, and then they have to wait for the next expansion, thinking that whatever quality they get at that point in time is going to be the quality that they're getting, right? And so it's going to be very important for ArenaNet to get a great finish on this expansion. Like, we need a happy ending. Hi, how are you, Michael? If they can do big updates like the wardrobe update, wonder if we'll ever see a rework of Ranger pets in general. The problem is removal of some and streamlining of them. The problem with that is, you know, in Guild Wars 1, I can see that because anyone can have a pet. In Guild Wars 2, that is a Ranger-specific mechanic. And, like, I think a lot of people would be kind of like, well, okay, so they're just doing a Ranger update and they only care about Ranger. Like, there's going to be those people that are going to be, like, judging ArenaNet for updating Ranger pets. So, I don't know. I don't know if there's ever going to be an update to that. Alright, I'm just gonna... Oh god, there's so many... Is she gonna be a problem? I don't think she's gonna be a problem. Perfect. And give us a damn trailer teaser when we finish the story of the current expansion. Yeah. Give us something. Give us a hint as to what's happening next. I think a lot of people don't like that we just leave off and we don't know what's happening or what's going on, where we're going and what we're doing. Especially when we're talking about we're doing this annually, right? And like Guild Wars 3 and like all these things. Like I think people are just anxious to kind of know what the future holds. And ArenaNet has pulled back on that to the point where we only know in such short amounts of time. Like, we didn't even know what this next update entailed until last week. Like, 2 weeks before the update, we had not any info. Like, okay, we had some info. We knew what was coming, but we didn't know what that entailed, right? What the details to that were until last week, 2 weeks before the update. I'm like, that's a little rough. Because when you look at other MMOs, and, you know, again, just we have to kind of compare the space, right? But when you look at other MMOs, like their roadmaps are very laid out, they're very detailed, they're very like, this is coming, this is coming, this is what we're doing, this is what we're planning, this is what we want to do, here are specific numbers on what's happening, right? Like when they did the stream for ESO, they had very specific numbers on specific things that they were doing, right? It was one of the things that I really paid attention to. It was like what info are they giving us, right? And they were giving us very specific info on exactly what's happening, outlining all the little details. Oh, we're adding this, we're adding this. There was like a specific number of like armor sets that they had, like different like skill. There was all these numbers that this lady had. She was like, yep, we're doing these amounts of armor sets, these amounts of this amounts of that, blah blah blah. And I was like, wow, this is actually really impressive. I really like this because it really makes it feel thought out and good. Ooh, can I? Yeah, that's fine. I can replace that. Anyways, I'm good. How are you? Could I get a catch up? Okay, so we're talking about update for Guild Wars 2 on Tuesday. Sorry, I get into my rants. I'm confused on the latest blog post on fashion templates. I really hope the stream can clear things up. What are you confused about? Where's the confusion? And I'm not trying to like patronize anyone, because God knows there was a lot of stuff. I released a video today where I kind of went over it, and I will tell you guys, like, as I was recording the video, I myself was a little confused on some stuff, so I totally get it. I agree. ESO is doing an update for a class every month this year for every other month. Maybe ArenaNet could do that 1 year, and the Ranger update is pets. They could do that, but ArenaNet is going to choose not to do that. I can guarantee you that right now that is not something that'll ever happen. Because that's just ArenaNet. I don't think they're gonna do that. So we're talking about Guild Wars 2's having their first update for the new expansion, the first post-launch update on Tuesday, and they have. Last week they started giving us info on what this entails, and it has to do, so we knew that it had to do with rates and fashion templates, right? And so they gave us last week details on what the new system for raiding is going to look like and for raid encounters. And then this week they today made a blog post, and tomorrow they're going to do a stream on Twitch talking about what the fashion template situation is going to look like. And so a lot of people have kind of sat down and they looked at it and they kind of said, well, this is a little disappointing because this is supposed to be a major post-launch update, but you're not really giving us a lot of things. I don't know what's been happening in my voice, guys. Sorry. So that's kind of what we're talking about right now. That is kind of the subject. And yeah, I don't know. I don't like to be pessimistic about it, but I have to be realistic, and I have to look at, like, I'm one of those people that looks at the evidence, right? And so, you know, I look at ArenaNet's track record, and it just kind of feels like, I don't know. It kind of just feels like, here we are, this is it, right? And, like, I don't know. I just, you know, maybe I'm a little, like, I don't need this, actually. I've already done the thing. So I don't know. I mean, if there's anyone in chat that like has a great counter argument, I'm all ears and I would love to hear it. If anyone can say like, no, you know what, they're doing this and this or blah blah blah, I would be super happy with that. Oh, this is just okay. This is just regular stuff there. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what's going on with my... I'm not getting sick or anything, but it's just... I think yesterday, because I streamed so long for the first time yesterday, or for the first... Like, for the first time this week, I've been streaming again, and I think it's kind of rough on my voice. A little bit. And the you know, the temperature change doesn't help, so there's that. But yeah, so the fashion template thing, for me personally, like, I was hoping for a lot more than what we're getting. Unfortunately, I was hoping for too much, it seems. I was trying to keep my expectations a little tempered, but God knows, I really thought, I was like, yeah, you know what, they're gonna be bringing some good stuff. DCD just got back. Oh, you disconnected and you just got back? Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't necessarily overhype myself. Like, I wouldn't say that, but my thing was, again, I went with the evidence, and I was like, you know what? If ArenaNet, for the most part, whenever they have added a system into Guild Wars 2, they've always made sure that it's, like, the most well laid out system that they could possibly do, especially with the mini expansions, right? With the mini expansions, they really looked at the existing systems and they were like, how can we expand on the system or make it the best, right? Like, look at the Wizards Vault. I think there was a lot of people that were in the beginning really annoyed, but overall, I think now everyone has kind of turned around on it and they love it. I think it's a great system. It feels really robust. There's great groundwork for them to maybe in the future expand on it, add some things to it, do some things, and they have done that, right? And so I feel like that went really well, right? So it's just, you know, when I look at those things, I'm like, okay, you know, the evidence is there that they really think about that stuff and they really think about, okay, we're gonna be doing this and we're not adding a new system, but we're revitalizing an existing system. How can we make it the best that it could possibly be, right? Like, that's what I feel like ArenaNet does. And so when we look at the fashion templates, it's not the best that it could be. And it seems like really mediocre work, in my opinion. So, and that's what's really disappointing, because I know that ArenaNet usually puts their best foot forward when it comes to things like that, and it doesn't feel that way this time around. And that's where my disappointment kind of comes from a little bit. Yeah, it feels weird when you need a streamer or content creator to clarify your initial idea. I agree. I mean, if you can't outline your ideas properly, yeah, that's a little rough. Now it seems we're getting lackluster gameplay systems, and we're possibly getting an epic story. Possibly, right? We'll have to see. For comparison, I felt that the blog on Raid UI improvements and QP was clear. It definitely felt like two different people wrote that, right? Like, it was definitely two different people. Like, today's blog post, what really confused me a little bit, and I didn't really talk about it in the video, but what really confused me was the idea that they had these random videos throughout that, like, half the time didn't have anything to do with what they were talking about, and they were just snippets of the initial video that they had done. And I was like, why did you add this in here? This doesn't add any value in any shape or form, right? You're trying to break up the text because you don't want to just give us a wall of text. I understand that part, right? But then at least give us something that's relevant to what you're talking about, and they didn't do that half the time. And I was just like, this has nothing to do with anything that you mentioned in this previous paragraph, and not the following one either. So it was just kind of like, okay, you're just putting like a picture out there, like a 5-second video that for what I'd like to just to break up the text. It felt very like it felt like very like someone woke up on Monday and realized that they have to have the blog post out to be translated and put out by Tuesday, and so they sat down for about 5 minutes and wrote that. Because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not a great writer, okay? You guys have watched my videos, okay? I've gotten plenty of comments from people that said that I do not have, I don't have good control over the English language. I mean, I've shared that with you guys on stream before. I've shared it in my Discord server before, which is fine. English is my second language. I don't really give a shit. But, you know, I could write a better article than that, right? And so it's like, I don't know. It seems a little weird, and it kind of seems like, you know, like I said, someone woke up on Monday and realized they had homework to do. It was like me back in school when I would wake up on Monday and I realized I have to have like a whole project done, and I'd just like throw things together and sell that, you know, at school. And they're like, hello, did you just wake up this morning and did that? No, of course I didn't. What? It's crazy. Are you crazy? You're crazy. They just can't seem to hit it out of the park on both sides. They just, I don't know. ArenaNet, like, the thing that bugs me the most about ArenaNet is the not listening to their player base. Like, it was right there. It was right there, right? Like, people have been asking, or, you know, you mentioned templates, and for 3 months now, people have been telling you what they want for it. And so then you release something that has nothing to do with what people have been asking for, right? That's kind of cool. I like this little, like, coffer attached to the carriage. my brain all over the place. Ooh, I can break all these down to materials. That one and that. Oh, not that one. That one. And that one. The rest I can sell. Like this. And this. And this. And this. I have no more space. I have no more space in my inventory. I'm running out. Starting to think the devs are getting tired. Recently had a scare in my Guild Discord where Arena was going to entirely ban an LGBT guild because of the name, and it was solved, but the reply was it wasn't handled well with no reasoning on why it happened in the first place. Oh, that's weird. That's strange. That's weird. Especially since ArenaNet has always been like, like peace and love, like, that's one thing they've always advertised. So that's kind of strange to hear that. If that's, I mean, I don't know what happened there, but oh, okay. I gotta go to the tower. That's the thing. I gotta get belts. I need belts for a belt pouch. I know I can get that. I mean, I understand why they may not necessarily take all feedback or comments because some suggestions can be unrealistic. And that's fair, right? My thing has always been, and this is something that I have said over and over and over again on this channel, is criticism is fine if it's reasonable and if it's constructive, right? And so I get that, but I feel like something like people saying, hey, we would really want mix and match of... And here's the thing. So I understand where you're coming from. Totally get it. And I totally agree with you, right? But we talked about this earlier too. So people... Let's take this whole template thing, right? So the fashion thing. People wanted a mix and match of the armor classes, right? So that's what they've been asking for. Okay, doesn't seem to be this impossible, unfeasible, like, request, really, right? Because, as I stated in my video today, they've moved away from that more and more, where now all the armor sets that we get are able to be worn by anyone and everyone, and they all look the same, okay? Back then, when we look at Heart of Thorns, where we have the bladed armor that look different on all the different classes, we look the lace stone armor, or even like the Corsair armor looks like there was different pieces to it, I think, and it looked different, or not Corsair, it was a different set, I don't remember. I think the Corsair set all looks the same. Was it the Sunspear set? I don't remember, whatever. But anyways, they've moved more and more away from that, right? Where they now do armor sets that all look the same. So there's no reasoning to really have that not be a thing anymore. So here's the thing. If there is a technical difficulty and like they can't do it because of like something on the back end where it's like, oh, well, unfortunately we can't do this because it requires us to go into every single item and rewrite the item or whatever, right? And like it would be an insane amount of work for us to do it, or they're hardwired into the code this way and we can't do it or whatever, right? Then just be transparent about that. Right? Then just explain to us that, hey, we were considering this, but unfortunately it's not feasible for us. And most people would probably be okay with that. And they would be like, okay, well, that's fine. But not getting it and not talking about it, even though people were asking about it, that seems very disingenuous. Where it's like, okay, well, you claim to be a company that is transparent and is open about your processes and how everything works and how you're doing this and how you're bringing out, how you're doing like the whole game development thing. But then when it actually comes down to it, you're not actually giving us the details about it, right? And so there is like kind of a disconnect between the two things, in my opinion, Yeah, it was weird as hell. I think sometimes the player base treats Arena like they're on the same level as Blizzard or Square Enix. And I agree with you. I think there's many times there's requests by people that feel really unreasonable. And I agree with you 100%. There's people that are out there that are saying like, I want them to go back and like, I don't even know, like, they want all these unreasonable things, right? Where they like want giant expand. Like, what was it the other day? To give you an example, Visions of Eternity was announced, and I was making a bunch of videos about it. And there was one person in the comments that on every single video kept commenting that they hope that Castora isn't just sitting in some corner of Tyria, but it's actually a whole new layer to the entire world, and we're getting an entire new zone with like, you know, like a ton of maps and like all these new, it's like a whole new layer to Tyria, and we're getting like a whole new thing. And that's like, bro, what? That's so unreasonable. Like, what they would that's never been anything. Like, that's not, you're talking about like a release, like an annual release. Like, this is like a whole new game that you're talking about. Like, that is completely like out of the scope of things, you know what I mean? But again, but also we just know they're capable of good shit and better than they do at times. They've shown they can. Agreed. Yeah, Arena should just be honest why this can't be done, or will take most people to understand. And that's exactly my point, right? It's like your player base, like, you know, that's always my criticism that I have of ArenaNet, right? You sit here and you say that your community is the best MMO community, you're like, and even like within the gaming space, one of the best communities ever, right? But then you have no faith in us as a community, right? And that's where I kind of get like a little like, where it's like a little weird to me, because it's like when I look at something like ESO or you know, and I'm sure they make claims about their gaming communities too, where they're like, oh, we have the best community, whatever, right? Obviously they have to say that as part of the PR talk of any company or whatever, right? And so, but they at least they are like very honest. Like, well, there was specific like examples that I had recently where it was just like, you know, there was a company that was like super honest about like, hey, we couldn't do this, or we apologize because this didn't come out right, and like we didn't do this right. Like, I always talk about, one example that I always talk about is like Yoshi P for Final Fantasy XIV, who always comes forward and says, hey, this wasn't the best release, this wasn't the best thing, we want to change it, not once has ArenaNet claimed that any of the releases were not up to par. Not once has ArenaNet officially taken a stance on any of their releases being subpar. Like, and that to me feels a little like that. It feels a little like, again, it's like you claim transparency and you claim that your community is the best, but then you drive that wedge between them because you don't want to get too like, not personal, but you don't want to get too like honest with them, I guess, and like too vulnerable with them. You don't want to have that vulnerability there, and so you don't, when there's a shit release, you just move on from it and you never talk about it, right? They did that with Champions, they did that with the Gala Delph release. Like, those things, ArenaNet released them, the entire community was in outrage about it and said that this sucked, and ArenaNet never talked about it and moved on from it, and never really addressed any of those things, right? And to me, I'm not saying ArenaNet needs to bow down and say, oh my god, we're so sorry. Just acknowledge that it sucked, and that's fine. But then that makes them feel very human, right? Right now, they have this barrier up because I look at them and I don't necessarily see gamers or like people, but I see like a company. You know what I mean? Because they've always kept up that wall. And so there's this genuine disconnect between them and the community they claim to be the best community. And that kind of bugs me. Like, you know, I'm like, you know, be like, with like, you claim in your own blog post that you play your own game, that you're gamers yourself, so you should understand how we feel about the things that you release, right? And the things that you do. So just be honest with us. Like, just say, hey, this release wasn't up to par and we're gonna try to do better. That's all we need. We don't need to necessarily have you sit there and give us proof of all of it, but like, you know, you gotta give us something, you know? Hey, how are you? I'm saying that wrong, aren't I? Ixleon, which is crazy. They're where they are because of the goodwill of its player base, and that's the thing, right? Like, have some faith in your players, right? Like, that's what bugs me about ArenaNet. Like, have some faith in your players, because your players stand behind you. Your players stood by you through the Champions release, through the Gala Delph release, through the firings, through COVID, right? Like, we stood by them through all of this. So when you have something like the release on Tuesday, where we're not really getting what the player base has been looking for, and it seems really subpar, then just come out and say that. I mean, obviously the release hasn't happened yet, but I'm saying based on the evidence from prior releases, they're not going to be doing that, right? So I don't know. I think it's mostly about action. As a company, they don't have to explain anything. Either their money burns out or their actions show that they're learning and understand their customers. Yeah, but at MMO space specifically, right? It's about retaining the players, and you got to keep, like, the players want to have faith in the company, in the game that they're playing, right? And so how do you keep that faith going, right? How do you support, like, many people, and I think this is like a mass realization, a lot of people don't want to support big companies anymore because they understand that the company is only out for money, right? And ArenaNet has never really seemed to be that kind of company that just wants to make money, right? Like, it's apparent in the way, you know, their what's it called? Their, like, monetization of their games and stuff like that, right? It's always been like, it's this company that just wants to deliver, like, good content, good games for gamers. You know, yes, they want to make money, you know, to maintain themselves, but you know, and maybe grow, but they've always done it in a reasonable aspect. And so it's just like, okay, well, I don't know, but when it comes to those releases that kind of sucked, you not acknowledging that they sucked, and pretty much by not acknowledging that they weren't good, you're selling them to us with like 100% of your faith behind those releases. And that feels, once again, very disingenuous, right? I cannot believe that they as a company stand behind the Champions release the way that it was, or the Yala Delph release, that, you know, the second part of it, the way that it was. Like, there's no way that you can tell me that they're 100% behind that. But, you know, and what it comes down to is, yeah, they don't necessarily have to do that. They don't have to be, like, open with us, but they're a company that claims to be transparent. So you can't claim one thing and then go do something else. You can't say, hey, we're doing this, but not do this, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, if they had never mentioned that they want to be transparent, they want to be open about it, then no one would really be questioning it. But ArenaNet has gone above and beyond to always tell us, we're open with our player base. We want to be direct with you guys. We want to be transparent. We want you guys to understand what goes on in the background. This is why we do. That's why they did the studio updates, right? They started doing the studio updates. They started doing all these things, right, to show us what happens in the background. But they only do that when it's convenient for them, right? Like, they only give us the insights that are seemingly convenient for them, right? So if there is limitations on this template thing, they're not telling us about it. But that's kind of not being transparent at the same time. Why can't you tell us what the difficulties are in the things that we're asking for when it comes to those things, right? And so, again, I love ArenaNet and I love their games, and nothing against them. But when I look at something like that, like, I'm a very honest person. I'm a very honest person to a fault. Like, to the point where, like, I had it the other day at work where I went to my boss and I messed up, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I have to tell you this. And he was like, okay, what happened? And I told him. He's like, okay, it's not a big deal. I was like, I know, but it was eating me up. I was like, I messed up and I didn't tell you about it, and I just, it's been eating me up for the last 10 minutes and I need to tell you. And he's like, okay, it's not a big deal. And I was like, I'm sorry, that's who I am as a person. I just needed you to know that. And so that's just who I am as a person. So when someone claims to be transparent like that, then I'm expecting them to be transparent, I guess. Like, I don't know, maybe there's something that maybe I'm expecting too much of them in that sense. I don't know. Sorry, I get into my rants. And they should be even more popular than they are, but I've seen so many more popular YouTubers or streamers refuse to showcase Guild Wars 2, even when they admit it's their favorite game, almost like they're shamed. What are the examples of that? When they admit it's their favorite game and people don't showcase Guild Wars 2? So who are you talking about in that sense? Almost like they're ashamed. That's kind of weird. Their actions by implementing what they're learning dictates most companies. MMOs are a very finicky model. Retention MMOs means daily use for hours, which most expectations can't be held at the level. I'm here for Rand Wednesday. Empty feel-good platitudes, basically. Sorry, Thursday. I was gonna say, I'm like, it's not Wednesday, is it? To name two examples off the top of my head, Jesse Cox and Krendor. Popular in the gaming space, and I both love and enjoy Guild Wars 2, but they talk about WoW and Final Fantasy more when those games don't need the coverage. Well, but that's the thing, they have no reason to give Guild Wars 2 the coverage. They have no hand in all of that, so why would they sit there and, you know, if they're not currently playing it, you know, it's probably because they're not enjoying the current stuff that's out, right? I don't know. I guess maybe they're like hardcore MMO players that enjoy their like gear treadmill and stuff like that, you know? So, but yeah, I mean, I get that it's like, it's a finicky model and stuff like that, but it's, to me, it's just like, you know, if you want to be this, like, we just want to be a company and we're just using PR talk and we're just kind of, you know, this is what we're doing, then that's fine. But like, you know, just to break it down again to the like, you know, but if you say, no, we want our, like, we want to be so connected with our player base and we want to be so honest with you guys and transparent and we want you guys to like see what's happening in the background, but then you only pick and choose when you do that. It's like, I guess they can do that, but then my faith in them isn't really, like, again, like, I'm still going to keep playing the games, but there's always going to be that thing in the back of my mind where I think, like, I'm sure there's something else going on that they're not telling us about, right? Like, I will always have that. And there are certain companies where I don't feel that way, right? Like, when I look at something like Square Enix, I feel like they're very open, from what I've seen. I have not followed Final Fantasy XIV's development at like in detail, but from what I've seen and from what I've heard, they're very open about when something isn't right, when something didn't work out, right? Like there are certain headlines that I read sometimes where I see like, oh, Yoshi P apologizes for this and this, and he wants to now improve on this and this, right? And he wants to make this and this better, and he wants to, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So it's a company that realizes that like certain things that they didn't work and certain things that did work, right? But with like ArenaNet, they've never taken that stance of like acknowledging when something didn't work, right? It's always they've always like put it in a way of like, well, we didn't really like, you know, we didn't really enjoy the way that we felt like we should enjoy it. And it's like, you can just say you fucking hated it. It's fine. We're not gonna judge you. Like, it's okay. People mess up. It's cool. You know? Unprocessed emotional information seeking resolution. The nervous system is asking for completion. Oh my god. That is a lot of big words. I've seen them during streams talk about how much they love Guild Wars 2, especially Jesse Cox. It's like they want to keep that love to themselves. I don't know. It's weird to me. USHP's a different beast, though. We need a USHP over in the internet. Well, we used to have one of those, if you guys remember. I mean, and he still works there. Like, we used to have a Yoshi P, right? Like, we used to have a hype man that was always like, hey, you know what? We don't like this, we're doing this. But they, you know, they kind of stepped away from doing that more and more, I feel like. Specifically after the firings. After the firings, they were really... And it might have to do with something with NCSoft in the background, and that's totally understandable too. I mean, I get that as well, but... But yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, I don't know. I can't... ArenaNet is bringing, like, other content creators into the partner program now, and they're bringing people from other games into it, and I don't know how that's affecting the space either. You know, they're bringing like the big streamers from like Final Fantasy 14 and WoW and ESO, like they're bringing those people like to the forefront, and you know, I don't know how that's I don't know how you guys feel about that part of it, right? Like obviously as someone that's part of the partner program, like I don't matter, like really. No, I don't want that. I'm gonna get rid of these because I don't really. Oh my god, they're already tagging. I hear them tapping their little feet. Oh. Oh, no, 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 no. You guys need to go over here. And we can actually do this as well, and then just do it quicker. Ah, hello. I'm just so scared. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I wanted that. Yeah, I'm not gonna use that. Cool, thanks, girl. Appreciate it. Tower Golem. Hold on, I'll read that in just a second. Take this. Yeah. My inventory is full. Kidding me? Great. I made some room. Okay. Morale is low. Blue Warrior needs food badly. I don't know what that means. Is that a thing? To be on the other foot, saying sorry we effed up is all good and well, but you still need to explain and act on that. Makes his mission a breeze, it just obliterates them all. I know, yeah, I miss my M so much. And you know, and that's something they might not necessarily be able to do, right? If they say like, oh, this and this that people have been asking for is a limitation of our like systems or our engine and stuff like that, that doesn't necessarily like, I don't know if that really equates to like, hey, well, you need to find a way around that, right? Like that doesn't necessarily mean the thing, but it's like, we know the thing is people get disappointed by certain releases, right? And I think what they need to kind of do is they need to kind of steer like where the disappointment is going, right? And so, you know, and disappointment can very easily turn into not necessarily hate, but like dislike, and like, you know, it's the internet, so people just have opinions all the time, and so they like put out their stuff. And I think for me personally, like I think that it ends up doing bad, like more damage to the company, because then people are just like, well, Arena is refusing to do this because they don't want to do this, right? And like that's what it turns into, right? They gotta blame someone, right? They can't blame themselves for something like that. I'm just gonna sell these. I don't have room to keep all this stuff in my inventory. My cat is hating her life so much right now. So just so you guys know, I'm not torturing my cat. She's an outside cat, and I'm bringing her in because it's freezing cold outside. And I left her outside last week, and she almost died. So I had to take her inside this week. And she's hating every minute of it. She's exclusively an outside cat. High question, does Millennials Challenge stop summoning the imp? Yes, it does. I cannot use /bonus because the message I get is this command is not available so long as you uphold Melandru's Accord. You cannot summon the imp. When you learn the lore of what golems are based on German mythology, oh boy. I think I know what you're talking about. I know, I gotta farm the bandits. Sorry, I gotta answer this message real quick. Okay. But yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I'm still gonna play it, right? Like, this is just, you know, some people might misconstrue this and say, like, oh my god, Raleigh hates ArenaNet, and he is leaving the partner program because he absolutely hates them. Like, it's nothing like that, right? Like, nothing like that at all. It's just, I just wish that, I don't know. Maybe I'm asking for too much too. It could just be a personal issue that I have. If people are totally okay with what's happening and people are totally fine with it, maybe it's me. Maybe I need to get a grip on reality. But my brain is so small, I can only do one thing at a time. And right now that's playing Guild Wars 2. I don't have time to get a grip on reality. Okay? So people think the story of Frankenstein is fucked. Golems is more so. I really that they let normal people play with Melandru people and not made it solo only. Oh, is that right? I didn't even double check on that. That's actually an interesting tidbit. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, that's a good point. I agree on that. I agree. Here in Australia, we're having the other problem. We're literally being cooked in 40-degree... Oh god, 40 degrees Celsius? That's hot. Jesus. Melting. I'm melting. I was just watching. I talked about Wicked Part 2 the other day. God knows. In my opinion, for me personally, and if you love it, I'm happy for you. I absolutely hated that movie. It was awful. Like, I hated every moment of watching it. I was like, I'm committed. I'm committed. Oh, that's right. I gotta do that. Okay, let's do the bandit raid first. So I've heard, yeah, that's insane. I mean, I know you guys are like in the middle of summer right now, but that's a lot. That's a lot. That's super high temperatures. I mean, I know the feeling because I live in Florida, so summertime for us, you know, our summertime gets really, really hot too. But my friend plays normal, so I can go Melandru and still play with my friends. That's really cool. I love that. I love that a lot. That's really cool. But I'll be heading... Oh, no, you're fine. Don't worry about it. I know you're gonna leave in like 20 minutes. To watch someone else's stream. Just kidding. I am not that conceited. God knows. I am not that. I would never be that. And God knows, I mean, again, I don't know. Today's subject, like, I don't know. Maybe I was just hoping for more of this update. I really was, right? Like, I was really hoping for something that'll keep me interested. But at this point, you know, I'm kind of glad that I'm tackling other games that I want to play because I don't think I'm going to be playing that much Guild Wars 2, unfortunately. Like, I want to play more of it, but nothing is really driving me to do that. But hey, I'm gonna be making more videos that no one's gonna watch. My last big theory video got like not even 300 views, so I'm gonna be wasting more of my time. I'm so cynical when it comes to that. I need to be, right? Like, the thing is, I need to be like that because otherwise I'll just get sad and depressed about it. So I'm sorry if anyone gets annoyed by that. I really am sorry. But I just need to be that way because otherwise I'll just get really depressed if I'm not cynical about it. So, oh god, see, this is the problem. This is the problem. Ah! Yeah, great. Now I got 3 jackasses on my ass. Love that. Hiya! Firestorm! And then heal. Oh. I interrupted him. Did I? I don't know if I did. Oh my god, cat. She's acting like I'm abusing her. This is her in front of my door right now. I wish you guys could hear it. It's the funniest. It's like, I can't let you outside. It's freezing. You're gonna die. You're like 16 years old. You're gonna die. Oh, switch over to Twitch. I see you. I see that switch, Ryu. I'm gonna enjoy ESO. Ew, Twitcher. In my defense, Guild Wars 2 lore isn't terribly interesting compared to other fantasy settings. Yeah, I don't know. I enjoy it. I think there's a lot to love, and I had a whole rant the other day about it where I think that a lot of it has to do with, like, is it the popular thing to do or not? Because I think there's plenty of interesting things there for people that really want to do a deep dive into lore. Like, because I used to be really into, like, Warcraft lore when, like, Warcraft 3, like, right as, like, World of Warcraft came out and stuff like that. And honestly, like, I think that Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2 does comparatively really well. That there is a lot to love there, but you know, that just might be me. I don't know. Dude, doing this mission on my own is like, it's just the scariest thing I've ever done in my life. And I'm still only in pre-searing, and I probably will never leave. We have some belts, so I can get a pouch. Stop! Did you see that? Good tag. Elder Scrolls lore is insane. It's insane, and I've never been a fan of it. I'm gonna be honest. It's not for me. I tried to get into Elder Scrolls lore. I really did. There's just something about it that feels, it feels in a word. And I just, you know, my personal opinion, if you love it, that's fine. To me, it feels very generic. Like, it feels very like, this is just D&D, but we're just slapped other names on the same stuff. You know what I mean? And that just might be me. I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to fanboy about Guild Wars. I mean, obviously, I just spend an hour ranting about, you know, the things that are wrong with the company or whatever. But yeah, I think that, I don't know. It's just, it feels in this, in a space that is very saturated with fantasy settings. It feels very unique to me. And has some really cool ideas. Yes, die to my AoE. Die. Ha ha ha. Set everything on fire. I have no more space. That's fine. We'll just, that's okay. That is a-okay. Let's do smiting prayers. I mean, I only have these two, but they've been very good. This bar is like all over the place. I don't even care. We need a Guild Wars RTS. Oh, that'd be so nice. Oh my god, I would love that. Are you kidding? There was that one guy. Does anyone remember? And I feel like I don't talk about that enough. There was one guy years ago. This is like 6-7 years ago, that made a game based on Guild Wars 1 pre-searing Ascalon, and he actually had like a whole story, like, and how it's like, you know, like kind of bridging the games, not the games, but like pre-searing with post-searing, and actually having events that are taking place like before the searing happens and stuff like that. Does anyone remember that? And that was like a top-down, like Diablo style kind of game. Does anyone remember that? And I always wonder what happened to that. Does anyone know what happened to that guy? Like, did he ever continue that? I can't carry that. What do I do? Just get rid of this hammer, I don't care. I like Guild Wars 2 lore more ever since Guild Wars 2 came out, honestly. That's what I like, the connections between the games. And that's, I think that too. I think that deepened that just deepen the idea. Like I said, so when I look at something like ESO, right, I had this big argument with someone on Reddit like 2 years ago or something, where the argument was that they enjoy ESO a lot more because of all the, you know, ESO takes place like 1,000 years before the actual Elder Scrolls game or something, like the actual Elder Scrolls games. So it's like way in the past, right, from the main games. But what really bugged me, and that was my argument, was that I hate that I go into ESO and I see a city and it looks 1,000 years later, looks exactly the same. I'm like, it's 1,000 years in a world with dragons and magic and like every week is a new cataclysmic event because some evil sorcerer wants to take over the world, and you want to tell me that Balmora looks exactly the same that it did 1,000 years ago? Like, that's what I love about Guild Wars, right? And Guild Wars 2 is because they genuinely made the world feel like there was a change, right? Yes, you see certain things like, you know, God's Lost Swamp, you have like the Temple of the Ages, right? And you can see the statues, but it's underwater and it's destroyed, right? So it feels like there's genuinely time that passed. And it's 250 years. It's not 1,000 years, but it's 250 years, right? And so when we look at something like, I always compare it to the United States, which is, as a country, like 250 years old, right? When you look at like back then to now, how much has changed in a world that doesn't have magic and dragons and evil sorcerers trying to take over the world every week, right? It makes so much sense that the world would be changing. Like, one thing that's really cool, and it's one of the reasons why I did my comparison streams, is because landscape wise, for the most part, I do understand there are certain differences. I know I look at Kryta and it's a completely different like climate and stuff now, but when you look at like rivers, for example, rivers and like lakes and stuff, rivers and lakes, for the most part, from Guild Wars 1 to Guild Wars 2, they've done a really good job of kind of keeping the water in the same places, because that doesn't necessarily change that much in 250 years, right? And so where there was a lake back then, there is still a lake now 250 years later. And like, they kept that, right? And so like, there's certain things where I'm like, man, I really love that. And there's certain things where like, it's completely changed and it doesn't look anything like it, and I really hate that, you know? So I don't know. I mean, it just, but when I look at something like ESO and I see that the world genuinely looks almost exactly the same way that it does 1,000 years later, it doesn't feel like a lived-in world. It doesn't feel like anything ever moves. It doesn't feel like anything ever changes, and that's kind of boring to me. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm not keeping up with you guys. Let's see. Don't get me wrong, it has interesting tidbits, but the specifics, the world building part, isn't fleshed out right. We need a Guild Wars RTX. I love making the expansion bar super small and chunky. Feels like you level up fast. Yeah, I have it on the bottom, like in Guild Wars 2, because I'm such a Guild Wars 2 fanboy. What I like about Elder Scrolls lore is use of unreliable narratives. Almost everything. You can have multiple interpretations of events or characters, and I guess that's fine, right? I like that too. I mean, I can see where that's fun, right? But I remember a Skyrim Oblivion mod that was based on pre-searing. Okay, I don't know that. That's really cool though. I like that. Some of it may be true, may be false. Yeah, but then it also feels kind of like, if you have a world, the lore of a world build around, well, this might be true and this might happen and this might not, and this is like, and you can't discern what is real and what is not, it makes it really hard to get invested in it, because then you don't know what's really true. You have no way to really find out, hey, is this something that really happened? Is this a person that really existed? Is this like, you know, like, you know, am I going down a rabbit hole of something that didn't even matter? Like, because then I feel like I wasted my time, right? And it's just, to me, as someone that loves the lore in games usually, I hate that, you know. And I guess the there's always the, like, you know, historians what was it, like, history never lies but historians do, or whatever, right? Like, that's like a saying, and it's like I get that too, and it feels realistic in that sense, but it also feels like, you know, if I'm going into it and I'm diving into this thing, and it's like completely up to my interpretation, it just becomes completely like what anyone makes of it, whatever, and it's like, it's just, I don't know, it feels a little too open for me in that sense. I kind of need like a little bit of guardrails when it comes to stuff like that, you know? For the differing races and the racism in the games world, weird that that's what most like about Elder Scrolls, but it works. Dragons and magic is nice, but yeah. I know it sounds weird. Sorry, I'll catch up. I know it sounds weird, but the racism kind of thing gives the setting a sense of depth. And that's fine. I wish we had a little bit more of that in Guild Wars. I'm not saying that I'm for racism, mind you, okay? I laugh because in real life, the one thing that I always say about, you know, obviously people joke with me like, oh, are you racist? And I'm like, I've taken enough black dick to not be racist, is what I always say. But anyways, but yeah, I think something like that, I think one thing that ArenaNet does is they play it very safe on a lot of their lore, and I think they could do a little bit more to the extreme, right? Like, I feel like the White Mantle was kind of bordering on that, where there was like a lot of like, not necessarily racism, but there was some like prejudice happening and stuff like that, you know, and I feel like they could kind of lean on those like more realistic ideas of humanity too. So which I think feels is missing. Not enough in-universe debates and arguments over things. And I can see that. Hey, sir, I love your content. Always makes me happy proud to be here. Oh, thank you so much, Noah. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. That's very kind. That's super nice. Or if there's just mention, not be explicit. Words written in stone could be lies, but the land scorched by war does not. Like, for example, Ascalon basically needs to be more dirty, and I can see that. ArenaNet, like I said, ArenaNet plays it very safe. I told you anyone asking if I'm racist seriously. I mean, I don't know if it's a genuine question when someone is like, "Are you actually racist?" You know, I mean, I don't know. I'm just like, have you seen my ex? Because I can tell you that I'm not racist. So, but that's okay. I don't know. I just think that, you know, I don't know. It's weird, and I don't want to get political on this, so I'm just not. Yeah, none of us are saying that racism just adds groundism to a universe. It does, and I just, it is not a genuine question. I mean, it's not. Okay, that's fine. I'll leave it at that. Like, there are a billion questions you can ask someone, but that was it. I suppose that's true. I mean, that's a fair take, for sure. I agree with that. I mean, the racism in Tyria is there, but it's not really in your face, right? It doesn't create any conflicts to the point where it's like, this is a genuine, like, point of the narrative, right? And, like, we had a little bit of that, you know, the purists, for example. I really wish that they had explored the purists in Cantha a little bit more in Guild Wars 2, because there was really, again, it was going to be like a White Mantle 2.0, but specifically with the purists, with the Ministry of Purity, they were against any non-human, right? And so there was like, there could have been like a lot there, but then obviously we didn't get that. So I would look at them like their IQ is what their mouth is expunging. What if their mouth is expunging like 10 billion? So stupid. Just ignore me. It's okay. But it's really shallow. I respect myself too much to be asked that ape question. The purest White Mantle. Bangar had like some stuff there too. Yeah. All right, I'm off. Bye, Mish King. Have a good night. Enjoy your Accord. Well, I'm gonna try. It's very stressful. It's very stressful not being able to summon my helper. But yeah, I think ArenaNet plays it very safe with a lot of those types of things. You know, and I think it goes down to like, ArenaNet as a company, they always try to be very inclusive in everything that they do and stuff like that. And so I think that kind of reflects in their game a little bit, where they don't necessarily want that. What do you want from me? I don't want to talk to you. So I don't know, but yeah, but I get where you're coming from. I do understand that part of it. Hello? Oh, I don't have room. You don't have enough space in your inventory. You know what? I'll come back to you. Is that then finished? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's then finished. Okay. I'll come back for my reward. I'm gonna turn in my, Did I have all three? I do not have all three. I need to get this beautiful shell. So I get that, but I don't know. I just think that when it comes to like certain things in the lore and stuff, like I love that we're exploring the elder races right now, and I just really getting some background to that and expanding on things that are already. Oh my god, I still gotta. This sucks. Okay, you know what? New plan. We're going to Humphreys. We're getting ourselves a bag. So, you know, I don't know. I just think that it's just super interesting to me. I just, there's so many really cool things in the Guild Wars lore that feel... Okay. Drop that, get that, put that in, get out of here, give me that. Finally got 5 more spaces. Isn't that just great? It's like I'm having inventory issues. That's so new for Guild Wars. Doesn't even happen in the second game. Armor versus fire damage. No, I'm gonna keep that. That health is kind of nice. I know it's only 10 health, but for now that's kind of nice. So let's turn those in, because that's this, this, and this. These 3 there, we can turn that in. And I love that ArenaNet has kind of left the door open on a lot of other things that can be explored. Like, again, I could be completely wrong. I haven't really kept up with World of Warcraft lore, but it feels like they talk about the same stuff over and over again. Like, I forgot what they were called, but like for the longest time they had like the same enemy that would always return to Azeroth. And like it was the same enemies as in like Warcraft 3, and it would like constantly return. It's the same enemies you're constantly facing, and it's like, okay, can we get some like new enemies in here? Like we're always fighting the same faction, and it's kind of like, okay. So, you know, I don't know. There's just like, I don't know. Are people into like Warcraft lore like that? Are they like genuine content creators for like World of Warcraft that like when a new expansion comes out, they sit down and they like break the whole thing down and they talk about all the lore and stuff? Like, are there people like that? I mean, I know that I'm like, the stuff that I do for Guild Wars 2 is very niche. No one talks about Guild Wars lore. All right, no one cares about it. No one wants to hear about it. Okay, but I enjoy it. So there you go. That's that. Okay. No, that's not good. I gotta sell all this. Okay, let's go back. This is kind of nice, right? Do I need 3 energy? Does 3 energy really matter? Because this is like health and armor against char. I think I'm gonna use that, you guys. I'm gonna be a little bit more defensive because there's health, more health in here, and defense, and this only gives me like 3 energy, which is not really that great, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I think that's smarter. I gotta be defensive in this, so I'm gonna be like a battle mage. I think next week, I don't know what my schedule looks like, but I do want to continue. I was playing a little bit of Elden Ring today, and I'm probably gonna continue that playthrough that we started yesterday. It's super fun. I've been having like a craving for that because it is such a fun build and super simple, and there's really nothing to it, and I like it a lot, and I'm like, yes, give me all the things. So I'm gonna probably continue that next week, and then on Tuesday, of course, I'm gonna be doing some quick plays and some fashion stuff and whatever. You know, we're gonna be doing that for sure. Gonna check all this stuff out. Okay, what do you want from me? What do you want from me? Hello. Let me look at... Want to make sure we're still... Dude, Twitch is so bad with their, like, bots. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable! So we can now get the reward here. What the heck? Did I already get it? I already got it. Jesus. Oh my god. I'm clearly not paying attention. Holy crap. Okay. Let's go and... Where's there? Oh. There was like an interrupt on my headphones. Couldn't hear for a second. Okay, we'll go do all that. We gotta do all that in Green Hills County. But I'm gonna go in the catacombs first. Sell all this stuff. Maybe break some stuff down. Get more materials. And I gotta look at armor too. I gotta find armor. I don't even know where all the armor pieces are, but I need to find the armor piece. That looks so weird because it looks like a different color. It doesn't even pop out. What the hell? You guys see that? Like I hover over this person and these come out and then this doesn't? That's weird. Oh, it doesn't pop out if they don't have a title? That's a weird oversight. Anywho. Oh, where am I going? Spants! I need a spants. I genuinely dislike this. Okay. Sell that, sell that, sell that, that. Is that enough room? Okay. So I got some materials. Materials. I want to keep my collection items before my materials. Keep those at the end. Alright. That seems sorted to me. Let's go in there. Let's fingers crossed I don't die. Trying to catacombs. I gotta talk to frickin' brother-in-law. Hey, luckily the loading is super fast. I ordered pizza today because I had enough points on my Domino's account to get a free pizza. So I had pizza today, and it was delicious. I don't eat pizza all the time. God knows. I try to do like maybe once every 2 weeks. I don't know. Sometimes I do it once a week, which is probably really bad. Yeah. It's hard. Eating healthy is hard, you guys. Especially when you're poor. It's tough, man. Yeah. Oh, perfect. Look at all the damage. Wish I had some more. Let's do this. Awesome. Love that. Huh, interesting. So that does have some. Ooh. Trying to see if there's like translatable characters on there at all. Let's see. So like this one, for example, right here, that's almost like a U on the New Crichton. I mean, New Crichton didn't exist at the time of Guild Wars 1, but can I, excuse me, hello? Too close to it. There we go. It's like, but all the other ones are just, I don't know if these were just randomly. That looks almost like an M. It's very close to what the M looks like. Right here. That's very close to like, I've seen that that letter right there is almost, it's close to like a V or a T. That looks like an upside down M. Do we have that? No. So yeah, it's not translatable, but it's kind of makes you wonder what the thought process behind that was, right? I got to do another translated short too. I haven't looked at anything recently, but I want to do another one. There's like still so much more though. Like there was a back piece the other day that I actually like looked up the translation for, and that was kind of cool. I was like, oh, we have some. I think we already did like armor pieces. We did weapons, right? We did the vigil weapon set, but there's still other like weapons that can be translated. So I'm definitely gonna do that still. That's always fun to me. I don't know if people enjoy those like, because I know the Did-You-Knows really landed with people, and I think people genuinely enjoy the Did-You-Knows, but I think the translation, with the translation, I'm not sure. I don't know if people really like that. So I don't know the translation stuff, if you guys are into that or whatever. I need chapstick. My lips are so dry right now. Do I have any chapstick up here? No. I have a wine key. I could do something with that. They cut my lips open. Just bleed out. Stop it. Oh. Didn't even see you over there. Yeah. Oh, spider leg. We got another collectible. Yay. I don't know why I did that. That was stupid. Spiderweb stack, luckily. I can still break those down. I'm going to do that. Because I probably need whatever I'm getting out of that. But for now, I'm going to... Because they stack, and I don't know what materials are going to come out of it. So I'm just going to... Until I can go into town and sell it. Ooh. Ooh, spider whip. And I was recording an episode for my Kena playthrough today, and I ran into like a major bug, like to the point where it's like progress breaking bug, and I don't know if I can fix it, and I'm really worried at this point. So I'm gonna try my best, probably tomorrow or over the next few days, to see if I can fix that, because it's impeding my progress, and I can't continue, and I'm very sad about that. Alright, I think I need to start using this a little bit more liberally. I know it only does 2, but... Perfect. Going in. I gotta see... Oh, no. Oh. Something's going on with my headphones. They're like disconnecting or something, I'm not sure. Unless it's being picked up by the capture, which I don't think it is, but... Oh, I don't have to worry about even if I get in their range, they can't get me. I always walk to the right because I'm always worried that my imp is gonna aggro them and then be stuck there, but I don't have that problem because I don't have an imp anymore. I don't have an imp anymore. I don't even know what to do with my life. Hiya. Boom. Over on the reviled. Hello. Alright, we're gonna take that. That should be good in the... Oh no, the price mill. I gotta do that. Almost there. I can break these down while I'm walking. Get some more mats. Because I'm gonna need materials for whatever armor I'm gonna get. But yeah, I gotta get pre-seeing armor. I know it's only 2 more in armor that I get out of it, but I don't know how fast I can get the next armor in Ascalon. So I gotta take it whatever I can get right now, just to have the best armor. I mean, if I didn't have Doom's Covenant, I wouldn't care, but I do, and I'm trying to survive as long as I can. Take this, cadaver. Cadaver is one of those words where I always I think of that and I'm always disgusted because it's like a rotting body. Like that's what I think of, like a cadaver. I'm like, ooh. Oh, my cat's back to having a conniption. Okay, I gotta be careful here. So we got these guys. Didn't even aggro the other Crypt Fiend. Awesome. Okay, so that's done, so we can go. I'm not here to explore the lands, I'm just here to do the quests. Oh, that's not bad. I need materials. I'm hoping that I get enough money. Oh, I can, wait, I can break down some blues? I guess I can't break down blues that I get from missions? Oh, I gotta break this down. Oh, I'm definitely gonna need these. Yeah, definitely gonna need that. Alright, materials. Sharp tooth. Okay, let's turn in some stuff. It's weird that we just go to tell him that his, like, bird is dead. We don't bring, like, the head or something. Because it's like, this guy's like, yeah, go find my bird, right? And we're like, okay, sure. And then we come back and like, yeah, he's dead. And he just believes us. He's like, oh, my prize, MOBA. And part of some kind of ritual. It's so weird because they never elaborate on that. Right, like who did the ritual and who, like I said, there was that guy that made, I gotta find that game. I will stream it if I can find it again, because it's really cool. It was like I said, it was like a top-down like turn-based RPG, but it was like kind of in the style of Diablo in the sense, and it had like the same inventory as in Diablo, like that where like certain items take up like a set amount of space or whatever, and he had all these like extra quests that kind of explored some of the stuff that wasn't explored in Pre-Searing Ascalon, right? And like I'm sure he would have something about this where it's like, oh yeah, there was a cult doing a ritual or whatever, right? Like there would be something like that. So we have a smiting staff that gives me physical damage, armor, and 5 energy. Well, you know what? I could do the sword. Baldur's Gate. No. So I'm saying there was a game that there was a like a fan game made for Pre-Searing Ascalon that someone made. Like it was like a fan game where they took Pre-Searing Ascalon and they like, you had the general like, oh, you go out and you become strong and you fight the Char and blah blah blah, like how we do in Pre-Searing here. You know, you find out about like the Char plotting to like fight against you or whatever, but it actually went above that where there's like all these other quests that kind of explored some of the like characters, and you actually get people into, like, you actually build a party and stuff, but it was all like in Pre-Searing. It was all done in Pre-Searing, and it was like a top-down view game, and it had all these like it was like assets they pulled from Guild Wars, but it was like almost like from what I remember, this is like 6-7 years ago, god knows, I can't really remember the details, but it was like a top-down view, and it wasn't like 3D, it was like 2D, and it was genuinely looked really good. I'm gonna use this longsword here because it gives me even more armor when I'm casting, and that's worth a lot to me right now. So sword and shield wielding elementalist monk. I'm doing all the crazy things today, and that was really cool. I gotta let me look for that because it's gonna drive me crazy if I don't. I want to look that up real quick. No. Let me see. I feel like at some point in time, but God knows this was years ago, I feel like at some point in time, everything is about Gilbert's Reforged now. Is that it? I think I found it. Oh, I found it! Oh, that's so cool. I don't know if they... This was 5 years ago that this was like big. Let me see if there's like... There's a link to the Discord. Is that still like active? There's some people in there. Oh, unfortunately there hasn't been a post since like 2022. Oh man. Oh man, that's sad. I'm gonna leave it because I'm not even gonna... Yeah, I'm not gonna worry. Okay, but if you guys actual Guild Wars, that'd be kind of cool, right? But I'm gonna share it with you guys. This is the website. Oops. There you go. That's the actual link. I don't know, something's going on with these headphones today. They're not working right. It's driving me crazy, actually. I'll be honest. Like at this point, I just want to take them out, and I think I want to do that because they're not. They're just every 3 seconds they're like not working. But yeah, that was the actual. So it was like a really cool. Okay, the sound is not broken. Is the sound broken for you guys too? It is. Oh come on. What? Is it just Guild Wars that's broken? It might just be Guild Wars. Hold on, let me restart Guild Wars. I don't think the program is usually fine. Let's see. Okay, there's the sound. I'm gonna have it very low. I don't know if you guys can hear feedback from that, but all right. So, that's fine. I can get rid of that. I don't think I need that. Can I break these down? Can I break this down? I cannot break that down. I can break that down. I can. Okay. Lied to me. The game lied to me straight to my face. But yeah, so that was very interesting. They haven't done any work in like 3 years on it though, so or almost 4 years now, so it's kind of sad. I'm sure they've done like some updates since the last time that I looked at it, but it was, I mean, it's really cool. Like I love it because it kind of explores some of the other things. Of pre-searing, right? Like it's kind of like the expansion on pre-searing that a lot of people are looking for, and it's a different kind of game too. So you actually have like party, but it's like a turn-based combat thing or whatever. So, but they did some really good work on it. I think. Like, I'd like to think it looks really good. All right, so we have done that. Now we can do opposition to the king. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go here. Alright, we almost have 1K. So that's kind of nice. Move here. Armor wall attacking. It's fine. Yeah, not having an imp really makes this whole thing a lot harder. Makes the whole experience so much harder. And I still don't have any armor pieces. Like, this is so sad. Are you gonna attack me? No. Okay. I'm just gonna walk by you. I'm coming back around anyways, because I gotta help Capo, so... I don't care what you have to say. Yeah. I think I'm gonna not do that. Okay, I'm gonna keep shielding hands is pretty good, especially early on, I think. Because it reduces damage and heals at the same time. Like I said, I might go into, like, once we get 6 party members, I think I'm gonna go into healing or smiting early on. I think I'm gonna do a mix of smiting and healing, or smiting and protection. I might do a mix of smiting and protection early on, and then go into like just protection as we get 6 people in the group. I just always have like kind of a second healer in the group, because I want to stay safe. I want to be safe. I love that I'm here to keep her safe, but I'm the one getting attacked. See, I got hit by flare. That looked really sick. Oh, the game, you mean? The thing that I shared, the link. I mean, I don't know. I think there's really something to it, right? I have a friend. So just so you guys know, I have a friend. I've talked about him, Danny. He's been a viewer of the channel for a few years now, and he's working on like a project, and it's really cool. It's a really cool project, and I can't wait for him to finish it. But it always makes you wish that ArenaNet, like, obviously there's problems with like trademark and like that sort of stuff, but would kind of embrace that a little bit more. Not necessarily support it or whatever. And I get that it's probably not even up to them. Right? It's probably like up to like NCSoft and stuff. But it's so cool because the side project he's working on is it's like a card-based game that he's making. Like, you know, obviously he's not looking to make a profit with it. It's just like a fun little project that he has. But he has come up with like a really cool system of integrating like different skills and traits, and it's really well thought out. And I can't wait for him to finish that. And I'll probably show it off on stream and kind of play that once that's finished. All right, we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna heal and cast that, and cast that. Look at that. We are forced to be reckoned with. Alright, cool. We can go back. From what I've seen, it looks like a fun game. I haven't played it in years now, like I said, so there's definitely a base to have it be expanded. It's kind of sad that they're not working on it anymore, but... I get it, you know, life gets in the way. That's why it takes me forever to make, like, any content for the channel. That's because usually life gets in the way. I'm ready, though, to, like, work on some more stuff for the channel for sure. What did I get? I got a granite slab out of that. I'm gonna have to see, like, I know that I'm not gonna need half of these even for my armor and stuff. I'm gonna have to see how, like, the banking works anyways, like, once I'm out of pre-searing. Because I don't, do I get any type of bank, or am I just really dependent on just using my inventory? Because that would kind of suck a lot. I don't know. Like, is it just, do I have access to my bank, but it's all, like, empty? Or is it just, I don't know. I'll have to see how that goes. Alright, we did that. Opposition to the king, that's fine. We can go to Beridan's estate to finish that. Beridan's, yep, perfect, so we can finish both of these. I gotta be careful here because these Grawl Shaman are pretty legitty on the healing thingy. Like I said. Oh boy. It is definitely a different beast when you don't have your little imp with you, or even, like, you know, because there's also the bonus items that I use, right? And they give you, like, a ton of energy, and they give you, like, armor and, you know, stuff like that. Not having access to that, tough. Tough. Like, I haven't looked at, so I can stream to TikTok, but it doesn't look like TikTok chat appears. Hold on, let me look at something. Okay. TikTok chat doesn't appear on my other multi-stream chats, unfortunately. So I'm having to keep that up on the side, which is stupid. I love that Grawl just, like, I'm murdering his friends and he's like, hey, what's up, guy? He's not close enough. I'm not damaging him with that. That's okay. Ooh, yes. I definitely need those. Oh, I definitely need those too. Cause, like, I don't know if I need, like, iron ingots. I might need it for, like, a weapon, because I'm gonna have to craft some kind of weapon. I don't know if I want to keep using the sword. I mean, the sword's pretty decent, but I'm sure I can probably craft something better. I need something with energy. I need more energy. Especially if I'm gonna go into, like, protection prayers, because protection prayers are usually, like, pretty expensive. You can get some cheap ones. I mean, shielding hand is pretty cheap. You know, I can cast it on myself. Oh. Looks a lot better in Guild Wars 2, doesn't it? Is he attacking me? He is. Perfect. Perfect. I think I did all of the elementalist. Did I do all the elementalist quests? I think so, right? Did I do all the monk ones? I think so. There's 3, right? What's the third elementalist one? I did the one where I went to the fair and then the one up here. Is there one that I'm missing? I don't know. It's like there's certain quests that I always forget about. Alright, so give you that. I get that. That axe is really good for pre-searing. That's a pretty good axe, and it's a cool skin too. Salvage kit. Let's break down that. Wasn't I supposed to deliver bear? Oh, I gotta deliver. Oh, got it. Okay. I read that the wrong way. I gotta go to Devona for both of these. Okay, perfect. So I don't really need anything here anymore. So let's go to Devona to turn those in. Can I sell? I can sell this. I don't have room. I'm running out of room real fast. I'm running out of room over here. You know what? I'm actually kind of glad that I haven't had any die drops, because I'm one of those people that like, I don't want to get rid of any dies. So I love how Devona always becomes an ally when you walk over here. She is always right there. Alright, cool. We leveled up. We can do an... Oh, I did not mean to do that. I guess I'm going into healing. And protection. I'm just committing now to my fuck up. I need to get armor. Okay, I need to find... I need to find out who has what. Okay, I think I'm gonna finish up these... I'm gonna finish up these quests, and then I'm gonna look around to see what armor I can get. And where. I think there's one right outside of here that I can get for icy lodestones. So I might go try to get those. Because that's pretty quick. Because once you go to that first cave, that first icy cave down here, there's a ton of ice elementals in there. I think this guy has them, right? Doesn't he have the... Yeah, Crichton gloves. I need 3. Okay, I have 1, so that's pretty good. Let's see if I can get another one. Nope. Could you dye weapons? Yes, you actually can. You can apply them. So it doesn't... It sometimes, like, on swords, for example, it just kind of changes the hilt color. Like, it'll probably change... It would probably change, like... This stuff here doesn't actually change the blade color. Some items don't have any, like this shield, for example, you can dye it, but it doesn't have actually any effect on it. It doesn't actually change anything. So there's certain ones where it changes, like, the whole shield, like, rather than coloring the color, like, let's say I use a purple color on the shield. It doesn't turn into a purple shield. It's this shield added with, like, a purple hue to it. So it kind of mixes the colors rather than like apply just a whole new color to it. So it's a really interesting like dye system in Guild Wars 1. I really enjoy it. Because you can mix and match any 4 dye colors. So I can say like, you know, this outfit that I'm wearing, right? The bindings of CORSAIR. I can apply blue, green, yellow, and red. And it comes out like a very unique looking color. and like no one might ever have that combination because you combine those 4 in that order or whatever. And it's kind of an interesting system that they've created. It is kind of in depth, and it's unique in that sense too. Like, that's why I save all of my dyes, because sometimes I want to have like a blue look to an outfit, but I might not want to do completely blue, right? And I might want to do like a little I might want to add like a little purple to it. So what I'll do is I'll do like a blue, a purple, and then another blue dye. So you have like 2 blues and a purple in there. So it kind of gives you a little bit of purple in there, but not as much, right? So you could even do like blue, 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 and purple and really get like a really small amount of it. So it's very intricate of a system, and it's really cool because you can have like very unique looking things that way. You know, you might have the same armor as someone else, but your dye is probably, if you take the time to come up with like a specific like dye job like that, it might be unique, and you might, you know, not encounter something like that anywhere else. So oh, I'm stuck on something. Stuck on something. Ooh, I get a twofer here. Yeah. Okay, give me it. Come on, man. It doesn't need an icy lodestone. I just want 1 more. Can I get 1 more, please? Nope. I cannot. So this cave right here has a ton of elementals. I might go another like 30-ish minutes or so. Right around like 3 hours today. I'm not going as long as yesterday. Yesterday I went for like 6 hours, I think, 5 or 6 hours. But I have to work tomorrow, so I'm trying to like relax a little bit tonight still. Oh, hammer. All right, come on. One of these guys has to drop it, right? Oh, the firestorm doesn't reach him. Yeah, one of them dropped it. Yay. Oh, 2 of them dropped it. Alright, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go turn that in. I can just teleport. I'm not gonna walk all the way back. Okay. I love her little ice crown. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna drop the other lodestone. I don't need it anymore, or I'm gonna sell it at least. So I'm collecting. Okay, I'm not gonna get money for that anyways. I can drop that. So all right, we got 1 piece of armor here. I need to see. I think the spider legs will get me another piece. The headpiece I'm not doing because I need 50 iris flowers, and I'm collecting 50 iris flowers, so I'm just gonna sell these probably. I gotta see what other pieces get me. Is there something for skeletal limbs? I didn't want to waste my energy, so I was like, I'm just gonna wait. Let's see, there's so many black bears around. I'm really hoping that ArenaNet is not gonna keep adding these new like modes into the game. I want them to do like other things, because I'm thinking about like what other thing. There's so many other things they could do with the game, than just adding like these new modes. I think we have enough too. Like I feel like with Reforged mode, with Doom's Covenant, with Melander's Accord, I think we have enough stuff in there now. I don't think we need another anything, really. Oh boy. Well, luckily I used that. Perfect. Worn bells. But if you like asked me what specifically I would want to see for Guild Wars 1, I don't really know. Because that's the thing, for so many years, there was things that I wanted to see, right? And like, eventually I just gave up on thinking about that because I was like, it's never gonna happen. ArenaNet is not gonna do any content for Guild Wars 1. And then now we have a small team, but we have a team working on Guild Wars in that aspect of adding new things to it. And I'm like, I don't even know at this point what I would want. Like, obviously it would be cool to go to like new, I definitely don't need that. Of course it would be cool to go to new areas and stuff, but that's probably a little too ambitious to ask of them. But I don't know, new skills. I don't know. I would like to just maybe see some new quests somewhere. Like do some little storylines somewhere, you know, I don't know, something like that. Okay, so you're done here. And then now I need to go. So let me just turn that in. I gotta go to the Healing Spring. I'm gonna bind that weapon to myself, at least give me some extra damage on it. Improve sale value. Oh, I like it because then I can sell it. I'm gonna sell these. I can sell those. Well, yeah, it's not ArenaNet, but it's the 2 weeks team, right? But they're all like former ArenaNet employees too. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I would want to expect out of them. What I would look forward to. I mean, I'm sure there's something that if I like genuinely thought about it, I could probably come up with something, but right now I really don't have something where I'm like, man, it would be really cool if we had this or that or something, you know? Ooh. Okay, sell that, sell this, sell these two. I think that's good. Okay, so next thing is to go. Okay, luckily I have some money build up, so that's good. Money is good. I'm not collecting that. I mean, I guess I could collect it because I can sell it. It's 5 gold, so that's pretty good for early game. And everything that I'm thinking of that I would want to see is all like pre-searing, but like not everything has to be pre-searing. You know what I mean? It's just, it feels like, because I think the reason why I think that is because pre-searing feels like a game in itself that is that's like unfinished, and so you would want more in that particular part because that's unfinished, right? Where like the other game is completely finished, you have missions and you go through and you have a storyline and it ends and blah blah blah, you know, and so I think that's where my thought process is. Oh, I got nothing out of that? Great, thanks. We also have this, that's why I'm going up here, we have this rabbit, right? They've never done anything with this rabbit, this random rabbit that sits up here. So it'd be really cool if they did something with that, like have it be a charmable pet, for example. Wouldn't that be cool if we had rabbits as a pet? Okay, I went the wrong way. I do this every single time. I tell you, I want to go to Region Valley, and then I go to this stupid area every time. I go to Wizard's Folly. I don't know why my brain does that to me. Every single time, I always go down that road. I mean, that's not where I was trying to go. I was trying to go this way. That's fine. We're just gonna take a tour. I wish there was more translatable stuff in Guild Wars 1. It's so sad that there isn't. Alright, who's gonna attack me here? That one will definitely attack me if I get in range. Looks like I avoided them. That one is an asshole right here. That's a bad one. Alright, so I wanted to see if Kaylee had I know she has for some professions armor pieces. I don't know if she has for me. She does not. Okay, so I don't need Grawl necklaces, I guess. I can get rid of those. There's a collector here. I don't know if this collector has anything for me. Excuse me. Oh my god. Excuse me. No. Okay. Luckily these guys won't attack me, so I'm not gonna bother with these. Because they're really low level and they're not gonna give me, they're level 1. They're not gonna give me a lot of experience, so I'm not even gonna worry about it. Makes the whole trip a little faster for me. Yeah, my cat is in distress. I'm gonna have to go comfort her in a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna have to fight my way through that. This is gonna be tough. Alright, I'm gonna have to defeat all of them. I can't, because I know that if I don't defeat all of them, some of them are gonna come up to me, like behind my back and attack me, and we don't want that. So I'm just gonna do the vigilant thing and defeat all of them. Oh, perfect. I'm hitting him too. That's great. And I got this guy coming up to me. And I got a wolf on my ass. Jeez. Couple more enemies. Oh. It's still gonna work. And boom. Okay. Oh, I have to fight my way through there because I gotta deliver the horn. That's so annoying. Okay, that's fine. Healing Spring. Okay, so that is updated. So that is now the Purified Hunter's Horn. Ooh, I got a purple dye. It's very nice. Dear God, I was so limited inventory space. Great, brood collars. Oh boy, they're all level 2. So they're way stronger than the regular ones. Okay, collect that. Off we go. Nearly 12. Doomed and Melandri's Lord, I miss my Emmett bonus bow. That's what I've been saying. I've been like tiptoeing my way. I'm using all the defensive options, getting like as much armor as I can, because I'm like, I'm so scared without my friend. Yeah, it's rough, I tell you. It is rough out there. It's so weird how like I never realized how dependent I was on the imp like that, but oh yeah, there's a dependency. I'm like on withdrawals. I'm like, I need him. I need him. Shoot it right into my veins. Oh, I got a glove option. Great. Thanks. Whatever. Like, I already have gloves. Already went around and farmed for those. Even though I could have gotten them for free. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sell these. Cause I need more mats. I need more materials. So break this down, baby. Give me more materials. Rangers lose their max damage percentage not having bonus roll. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I lose a ton of energy. I could have a lot more energy than I do now, but I'm just choosing the defensive options and dealing with not having energy as a caster. Thing is with Rangers, they already lack in damage as is, like damage output like that, you know, compared to like something like an Elementalist or something, or you know, like a Dervish or something. Like they don't do that kind of damage. Alright, well, there's a nice bow right here. Alright. So we're done here. Can I break this down? I guess if I identify them, can I break them down? I think that's how that works, right? No, I can't. Okay. I cannot. I can only sell them. Alright, so we're gonna go back in there. We only have one more quest left. And then I'm gonna look around for some armor pieces. I only have one. I know where I can get a second one. Don't know about the rest. And then we're done with pre-searing, you guys. I think I'm gonna finish up pre-searing today, and then I'm gonna go into Ascalon City, and then I'm gonna end today's stream. So let's just finish that up. And do be dying for my sins. Doesn't let me do that. You can do it in Guild Wars 2, where you look like you're not even walking. You tap it fast enough. Oh, no. I gotta find my way through them again. Alright, here we go. Yeah. That's what I meant to do. Anyways. Almost messed up there, but the game saved me. Alright, I'm gonna auto attack. Bam! Stab him. Slash him. Do the thing. Materials. Give me all the materials. I cannot believe that they added an Iron Man mode for Guild Wars 1. That was so weird. Such a weird thought to have that, you know? It's like a thing that people have been doing for so many years now. Wow! I feel like I've never heard that voice line. But it's also having an Elementalist go into melee is not something that happens. Fins. Scale fin soup, you guys. Remember that from my translated? If you didn't watch my translated, my Guild Wars 2 translated short, what are you even doing with your life? Nothing good, I can tell you that. I'm just kidding. You don't have to watch it. No one go watch that. Yeah. Oh boy, I have to fight my way through, don't I? You know, I'm weighing my options. Fight my way through there. I'm gonna go. Do these attack me? They do attack me. Oh, I guess I'm gonna fight my way through. I can do that. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'll be fine. It's just there's a lot of Grawl this way. And so I'm gonna probably have to fight my way through all of them, right? Yeah. Because it's the shamans that attack you. It's not the other ones that attack you, but it's the shamans. And when the shamans attack you, the other ones attack you as well. And the shamans can heal themselves. And others. It sucks. And then I got this stuff. Aww. But I can get important shaman gear that I can break down for some more bowls of cloth and tanned hides. Alright. None of these guys are attacking me. This is great. Oh. Okay. I guess they're fine. I'm just here to kill a wolf. Don't worry about it. So annoying. Boom. Alright. Hidden stash. Anything interesting in there? Oh. Did I open that? Oh yeah. Smiting rod and a holy staff. Great. Highly salvageable. Do like that. Horn bow. I just want to run, but I feel like that's kind of dangerous to do. Why are you even attacking me? Alright, I got some decent gold too. I know the tree spiders will attack me. This is dangerous right here. I don't know what the I think I gotta go for these guys first. So way too many enemies right there. Luckily these guys don't have insane amount of health, so they're fairly easy to defeat. Unfortunately, wait, can I go this way? I think I can. Yeah, I think I can get out of... Can I get out of here through here? Because I have those. There's Hatcher. I don't know what he collects. What does he collect? Oh, unnatural seeds. I don't have any of those. Oh my god, are you kidding? I could get a robe for that? I don't have any of those. Oh my god, I have everything under the sun but the thing that I need. Okay. I think I can get out of this forest going north through here, right? Like, I don't need to go that way. I think that's not even the right way the other way. I think this is the right way to go. Nope. Spider leg. Oh, hello. Here we go, we're back on the road. Out of the forest. That was a little trip. Now we just gotta fight ourselves through some more scale and we will be at the fort. And I think I'm gonna end it at the fort, actually. I really want to check on my cat and make sure she's okay. I know she's just being dramatic, but whatever. I'm going for legendary sword of Aslan tier 3 survivor, increasing doom and remember. Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, that is, I mean, that's, I've tried to do that, and I do have a pre-seeing character that I've been slowly leveling, but yeah, that is just genuinely, it's a lot. Especially with the new modes added in, it's a lot. I'm hoping they add more to pre-snaring, just to, not necessarily to make it easier, but to make it, like more, I don't know if the word enjoyable, or like, I don't know. They don't attack me. Okay. I was about 2/3 of the way to a Doomed Ranger before this mode came out and I restarted. You get to explore north of the wall precinct. You do. So they actually, and they did add a new outpost recently. So you do get to explore a little bit. So you get like probably about this section here that you get to explore. So you can see there's a portal right here. So I can go into precinct. There's an outpost like right here, I want to say, or something, or like it's right over here somewhere. And yeah, so there is an outpost there. So and you can go there and you can, it's not a lot that you can explore, but you can explore a little bit. Like Pike and Square is the outpost that they added recently, so you get to see Pike and Square pre-searing as an outpost, which is really cool. All right, so I need shoes, and I already know how to get the coat. I just need to figure out how to get shoes. Alright, but I'm gonna end the stream here because my cat's like having a conniption and I just wanna hang out with her, comfort her in this suffering time of being forced to be inside. I know it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. Yeah, but I think I'm gonna do fire magic for now because I'm using flare a lot, so that does a lot more damage as well. TC. I don't know what that means. What is TC? I don't get the lingo skills. Anyways. I will probably be back next week, you guys, with some more, probably Elden Ring, probably other things, maybe some, definitely, oh, I don't have inventory space. Oh, take care. Okay, I should have known that. I'm just an idiot. Just ignore me. Thank you, I appreciate it though. But yeah, I'll be back next week with some more Elden Rings, and some of the Ring of the Elden, and obviously Tuesday, if you guys want to hang out, I'm going to be playing the release of the new update for Guild Wars 2. And I'll give you guys my opinion, and we'll do some quick play raids, and we're going to see how that goes for me because I suck. And yeah, and we'll kind of do that. And I don't know what my schedule looks like, so I don't know what I'm going to be streaming next week. But there will be more episodes of Kena, Bridge of Spirits on the channel. And maybe some shorts if I get some time. We'll see. Yeah, so I don't know. I appreciate you guys, everyone that was here. Thank you for all the discussion. Thank you for everyone that was hanging out, that was subscribing, that was following, that was doing all the things. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you